I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're leaping through two amazing books. Picture book, Nature in Full Color, and picture book, Nature in My Backyard. They are both by Mary Gallo. This stunning collection captures the vivid beauty of our natural world through full-color, glossy photographs of birds, bees, butterflies, and a whole lot more. Curated from Mary's own adventures across the United States and in her own backyard. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put her in the spotlight today, and we ask viewers like you to support writers like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing her wonderful books. The links are below this interview. Mary, great to see you here today.
Thank you, Logan. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. You have crafted two beautiful books that are filled with your own photographs. Tell us a little bit about the inspiration for creating picture books.
Well, I have two passions. One is the love of nature, and the other is photography. And when I was a small child, I lived in this little small town in Maryland, and all that was there was tobacco fields and horse farms. And at night, I used to lay on the ground and watch the stars. It was brilliant, beautiful. And then in the evening, the whippoorwill and the bobwhite would sing, and that captured my imagination and love of nature. And then as I got older, I started taking pictures of the nature. So now all this nature and all this everything around me is houses. So you
I
don't get to
know.
see the stars, you don't get to hear the birds like the bobwhite and the whippoorwill anymore. But that's how it all started.
Wonderful, wonderful. And who is the target audience for your book?
Pardon?
Who is the target audience for your book? Who do you hope reads this book and enjoys these
Oh, I have
photos?
three targets, really. The first one is children. I want
Mhm.
children to learn about nature and
Right.
how important it is for all of us. And there's so much color out there and so much life. And I want them to look at my books and enjoy it. And then there's the nature lovers that people just like nature, like myself.
Yeah.
And then the third one is again like myself. I'm a senior citizen. I'm much older, and I can't get out in the world like I used to. I can't take long walks
Mhm.
in on the trails.
Mhm.
So I use my pictures as my history
That's
of
great.
nature. Yeah.
That's great.
So those are the three things.
So do you take the pictures with your phone? Do you use a camera? Is it both? Tell us a little bit about your picture taking.
I'm very in love with Nikon. I love
Hmm.
Nikon cameras. Many years, in 2014, my husband gave me a Nikon camera.
Hmm.
And from that day forward, I was hooked as a bird watcher. And that's where a lot of these pictures came from. I have thousands in my computer. They're just about 5,000 pictures in there. So I
That's
have plenty
great.
of pictures to go from. But that's how it started. In 2014, I became a serious bird watcher, and then it went into animals and insects and all that.
Wonderful. Well, I know you split your time between Florida and Maryland. Are most of your
Yeah.
photographs taken in Florida or Maryland or both? Tell us about that.
Well, the picture in my nature in my backyard is all Maryland.
Hmm.
They're all taken from my backyard since 2014. And you don't realize how many things are out there, really.
Yeah.
And then the other book is taken everywhere. You even have pictures from Yellowstone National Park.
Amazing. That's great.
The buffalo, and yeah, the buffalo and the zebras in the zoo. I go to the zoos and take pictures. So they've been all over in the first book.
Is there a picture there that really connects with you that is one of your favorites? I know it's like asking to choose among your children, but you might have one that you're like really proud of.
I do. Actually, I
Okay.
do. I
Okay.
have the picture book. The first one is a red fox and her cub. It's
Hmm.
on page 70 of the book. and this red fox is cleaning the cub's ear. And that little cub is laying on the ground. And somehow I was in the backyard on my sun deck, and I actually captured that little cub looking directly at my camera, and I snapped the picture.
Wonderful.
So that's my true picture.
Yeah.
And then the other one was taken in Florida, where I live in Florida, of a sandhill crane and her little coat. And she's looking at her little coat like he's the most precious thing in the world. So those are my two favorites in this book.
That's great. I've got two little Jack Russell Terriers, and they clean each other's ears. And I think that's their favorite activity in the world. They love it. They're just like mesmerized as one cleans the other's ears, you know?
Yeah. This little cub was, he was in ecstasy. I mean, he was just laying there and enjoying it. So it was really nice.
Cute. Now, do you get any pictures of gators when you're down there in Florida?
Yes. In my picture book, there is an alligator that was out on the marsh. Gotcha. And he's quite large. So
well, hopefully you had a telephoto lens and you didn't have to get too close.
Yeah, I got to zoom.
Okay, good.
in fact, the people at the lake, I haven't seemed to be the only one to have the camera. And they called and says, "Mary, get down here and take a picture of this alligator."
That's funny. That's funny. Now, you've had thousands of pictures, obviously, to choose from. It must have been a lot of work to go through your collections and decide what to keep and what not to put in. And tell us a little bit about that process.
Yeah, it is. It was time consuming. It took me 2 years to put the picture book together because I couldn't decide which picture to use. And then after I got them all together and I put the book together, then I went back in my files and I found ones that I should have been put them in and I didn't. So that happens.
Well, you got some for another book then, which is good too.
That's true.
But it sounds like you keep on building your portfolio, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What do you hope young children take away from your pictures?
I want them to learn about nature. This my daughter's my step grandchildren. She gave them each a copy of the book, and their mother said when they saw that book, they just absolutely fell in love with it. And it's the book in the backyard book. They take it around the backyard because they live in the country like I do, and they take it around the backyard to see if they can identify some of my pictures.
Awesome.
And then the little guy, he was so enthralled with my book that he snuck it in his backpack and took it to school with him to show to all his friends.
Wonderful.
So
wonderful.
That's special.
Quite rewarding when you get good feedback like that from children, right?
Oh yeah, and I gave one to a kindergarten class, and they sent me a picture of it, them reading the book, and I said, oh, that's, I want them to really look at this and say, hey, look how beautiful this planet is.
Yeah.
That's it. Very simple.
That's great. And it's very, very true. It is a beautiful planet. It's a beautiful country. I think the most beautiful country on earth. You just got to take time to look for the beauty, look for the roses, look for the foxes giving each other a little bath, look for, the gator in the swamp and all that.
And some people don't do that, but I do.
Yeah. Wonderful. Wonderful. So where is your next photo safari? Where are you going to take your next pictures? Any idea, Mary?
Well, right now I'm under health watch. So I have a bad hip. So I'm under health care. So I'm kind of grounded for a couple of months.
Okay. Well, but then it'll give you time to go through those photos and maybe put together another book or get some ideas. And like you said, enjoy nature from the comfort of your computer because of all the pictures you've taken over the years.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
which is wonderful.
And I want to mention that my nature in my backyard, there is a rare bird in that book.
Okay.
That I was really happy about. And I'd like to tell you about it. It's a yellow-billed cuckoo bird. Yellow-billed cuckoo bird. Have you heard of them?
I think I've been called that before.
Oh. Well, this one, I was sitting out on the sun deck taking pictures of the cedar waxwings. They were eating the mulberries. And all of a sudden, this strange bird came in. And I managed to get a picture of it, and I could not identify it. So I had to go on the website. It's on page 74, but I learned that it is a very endangered bird. And that's the
Amazing.
only picture I've ever gotten of this bird. So I'm
Amazing.
very honored to have put it in the book. I just wanted to mention that.
Well, I'm glad you did. It's called a yellow-billed cuckoo bird.
Cuckoo, cuckoo.
Yeah, I've
See
definitely
you.
been, I get called that a lot actually from the staff around here. Yeah, without a doubt. Well,
Yeah.
Mary Gallo has put together two fantastic books that are like a trip through the most beautiful landscape you can imagine. One is called Picture Book, Nature in Full Color. The other is called Picture Book, Nature in My Backyard. They are stunning collections that capture the vivid beauty of our beautiful world, our beautiful United States. Mary, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you, Logan. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time, this time until next time on Spotlight.